What's up, guys? I haven't made a video on either this one or the LX176 in a while. So there's no engine in that one, so you know what that means. And there's no hood on the LX right now, so you know what that means. Well, I ended up having to take that motor off of the LX, which is that one. And you can look at that thing and you can tell why. It never stopped leaking oil, as it turned out. I don't know. Somehow all the bolts, even though they were tight and the dowel pin was back in, it still leaked oil like hell. Dipstick, I tightened that down and it still didn't fix it. And then it burned oil so bad, like you cannot, run it and not feel like you're just smoking out the whole street. So anyway, I decided to just do away with it. I took the engine off my 116 that I trashed a while back. This is the one that I set on fire by accident. Also, has a couple electrical issues. I don't have a mower deck for it. I decided that was kind of the best solution for it, so that's what I did. I got it mounted up on the LX now. It is a 16 horse, so it's really not rated for hardly any less than the other one. Honestly, it probably still has more power than that 17.5 or whatever that was on it before, because it's not all clapped out. That's basically the only good part about the 116. Right now, I'm in the middle of tidying up wiring. I got a few things to hook up. I got to hook up the kill wire, the charging system, and this fuel shutoff solenoid, which actually, because it originally had a Kawasaki, there's a wire down there just for that. Got to tidy up a few things in there. Um, you know, it, I don't know if I ever showed it on video, but I made these side panels a while back that go right there on each side, so it covers up a lot of that crap. So I think that was a pretty good move. And I also had made a bumper for it, which is right here. So it kind of just bolts on like that and has two tabs for the plow mounts. Right now I don't have the plow mounts on there just to make it easier. Um, what was I gonna talk about next? Well, that's basically that. I mean, I cleaned up that. This is another big thing, is I cleaned up the frame a lot. The underside's not perfect, but the top is perfect now. It had a lot of oil grime and dirt and just whatever, because that other engine leaked oil for so long. So I've been kind of going through the motions and doing sort of a restoration on this, as Musty One would call it, and just bringing it back to make it look presentable, freshen it up and everything. So I cleaned up the frame, got rid of some old nasty welds that were on there. It's still not perfect. Gave it an aerosol overhaul. With the operator station, I did the same thing. You can tell it's still got the seat area. I didn't completely paint, but it'll be fine. You won't even see it. Same with these spots. The little plastic like footwell pads go on there, like those plastic protectors. Gotta get a couple new bolts for the front. But it's nice and green again. It's not scratch free and perfect, but neither is the hood. But I decided to do that to the hood as well. I sanded it all down, cleaned it up, masked off the decals, took the grill off, and painted it. Not with factory paint, but just the Krylon. It works good enough. And I think it turned out pretty well. I gotta hook up the headlights. And then I also splurged and got an X series brush guard. It's for like an X3 or 500 series. I think both actually. And it has, it's hard to explain, but it has like this 5/8 or whatever rod that goes through here. I drilled these holes, and then I drilled two others at the bottom. I think it's this one. I forget because I had to drill two sets of holes. But anyway, the only thing is that it messed up how the plow goes on here, so I'm gonna have to rework that a little bit. But the idea is that with the brush guard, you can pull that rod out the top and then flip it forward, so you can open the hood and work on the engine. And I think it looked pretty good when I mocked it up, so I haven't put it back on since I got the engine on. I'm just not quite at that point yet. I had to use the exhaust that I had before. I couldn't use the one off the 116 because it has an exit underneath that kind of comes out like this, and it interferes with the frame. It's right here actually. So that funny doodad sticking out the bottom is actually the exit. It happened to be a 1/4 inch off from being able to fit. I said, well, heck with that. I'm just gonna put the old muffler back on. It worked perfectly fine. It's basically new still, because I bought it last year and put it on the other engine when I cut the old one off. It was all rusted out. Anyway, I also got the 116 has a secondary fuel pump, so I have to make this just one single line because it won't work that way. Throttle and choker hooked up. For the throttle, I don't know if I ever took a video of this whole thing. About 9 months ago, I did the same thing, but without touching anything that actually mattered. So I put a new throttle on it. Works pretty well. Old one's just a dummy now. I always had the choke right here, so you can see that works just fine. And yeah, so that's kind of the most of the stuff that's going on here. Of course, as usual, taking longer than it should, but that's okay. I got a push mower, so it's the only lawn tractor that is actually closer to running than any of the others. Like that one working on, this one no engine. The two that are over there don't run either, so I might get rid of a couple of those. But yeah, so I think this thing, I'll make another video when I get this thing kind of done, I guess, because it's pretty far from it right now. Actually, it's like it looks like it, but really it's probably like maybe 1 or 2 evenings of work, and it should be good to go. But yeah, so it's really a pretty easy process because that engine was already set up, or I guess the tractor was already set up for this engine. That engine, it's basically the same engine, so hasn't been a really bad job. Just busy work mostly. So anyway, yeah, I'll make another video. I don't know, in the next couple weeks, hopefully, of this thing kind of done-ish. Oh, I also plan on replacing that seat. I just don't know when yet. New seats are not really that cheap, so I might get like a new X Series seat for that. It's like $150. It'll freshen it up real nice, be a little more comfortable. Other than that, I mean, it's got to put a tube in that tire. Just normal stuff with lawn tractors, the fun stuff. Anyway, that's the way the LX looks right now. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you'd like to see any other mods or information on this thing.